Hi, my name is Darby, and I'll just give you kind of a rundown of what I'm going to do for my speech. My topic is school choice versus public schools. Okay, my intro. In today's society, we are faced with a variety of choices: grilled or crispy, small or large, efficient or powerful. Thought that was kind of funny. In America, the opportunity to make choices is a privilege we all have. We can compare and choose products we buy on Amazon. Angie's List allows us to choose the best contractor for the job. Or we can choose from a variety of colleges, technical schools, and military options to further our education. However, when it comes to elementary and secondary education, secondary schools, our options are quite limited. The concept of school choice has become a current issue in education, but more importantly, the funding of these non-traditional schools, charter schools specifically, are becoming a controversial topic. So after that, I go to my thesis statement. Today, I will persuade you on why more funds should be used to help public school systems instead of funding for other school choice programs. So my preview is kind of just my first point. We're gonna talk about the difference between public, private, charter schools. Second, I'm gonna talk about I'm talking about cost, affordability, things like that. Third, I'm talking about the curriculum, what Trump and DeVos, what they're doing in all of this. So let's go to my first point. In order to understand why public schools should receive more funding, you need to know the different choices in the field of education. The first option is obviously charter schools. In one of my articles that I have here, What School Choice Means in an Era of Trump and DeVos, I find here a statistic from the National Center for Education Statistics, and I'm going to say there's a statistic from the National Center for Education Statistics stating that 5% of school children attend charter schools, and then I'm going to explain what a charter school is. Second, I'm going to say the next option you have is private schools. I'm going to say that in the same statistic, it stated that 10% of school children attend private school. And then I'm going to explain what a private school is, a little bit more about that, and I'll have some more information. Yes. Next, I'm saying 3% homeschool. It's from the same statistic here. And explain what a homeschool is. And then 82%, same statistic, attend public school. Explain what a public school is. The statistic was the latest data available. It was from 2012. It was written by Valerie Strauss. It's from the Washington Post blogs. I got most of my sources from the South Dakota State Library. So my transition to my second point. Looking at the different school options, you can see that most parents put their children in public schools. Considering this, funding for these different choices, it has become controversial. So going into my second point, I need help on my second point. I need to work on this a little bit because I'm talking kind of about affordability, but I really need to talk. I'm actually, in my points, I'm talking about the school vouchers, because it's like school vouchers, a loan of money, and the donations and things like that. And so I talk about Donald Trump and Betsy DeVos. With every donation I talk about tax breaks a little bit. I say, because this funding for private schools can become corrupt, there's an article here. Donations to private schools can turn a tidy profit. I found this statistic. Well, a statement. The AASA and the Liberal Learning Institute on Taxation and Economic Policy examined programs in 17 states that send more than $1 billion a year to private schools via tuition tax credits, and concluded that private schools were benefiting from a federally sanctioned voucher tax shelter for wealthy taxpayers. I thought that was very interesting. And then I have another, I feel like I shouldn't say all of this. I have another little statement here that talks about how it could become corrupt because they're donating all of this money, and then all of that money gets taken off of their taxes and things like that. Going my transition into my next point. Besides the potential corruption and funding for charter schools do not have to follow the same rules and regulations as a public school. So then here I talk about public school systems must follow a nationwide curriculum, the Common Core Standards, and charter schools are exempt from following those rules, and they can become quite specialized in their curriculums. A science-based school, it may lack in the basic math and reading knowledge. So, in another statement I found in the article Trump and DeVos, and the article, this is by Valerie Strauss, it talks about some charter schools outperform the traditional public schools, and I have a lot of things like that. I feel like I'm going very long with my time. And that was pretty much what I have. I have another one, what history can teach us about school vouchers, and it talks about Trump wants to cut funds from the public schools for charter programs. And by doing that, I have a good one here. It says, cutting the Department of Education budget by more than 13%, or $9 billion, while allocating or setting aside $250 million toward a federally funded voucher program. So it would be first of its kind, but does it help or does it hurt more? So that's just kind of what I have. If you have any suggestions with how it's put together, my order of things, much appreciated. Thank you.